Hi students, welcome back to biology class. Are you ready? Okay, what we have studied in the last class? Did you complete your notes? That's about our brain. Brain is the part of our central nervous system. Am I right? Yes. Then what is the next part of our central nervous system? Can you say? Yes, that is spinal cord. Correct. In this class, we will discuss about the spinal cord. Spinal cord is the continuation of medulla oblongata. We have already studied the parts of the brain. Which are they? Yes, cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, thalamus and hypothalamus. Here, the medulla oblongata extends as a long rod, and that is this class. We will discuss about the spinal cord. Spinal cord is the continuation of medulla oblongata. We have already studied the parts of the brain. Which are they? Yes, cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, thalamus and hypothalamus. Here, the medulla oblongata extends as a long rod, and that is spinal cord. Then, let's see how it is protected. How brain is protected? It is covered by a hard structure that is called the skull. Like that, the spinal cord also protected by a bony covering that is called the vertebral column, and it extends from the brain. Then it is also covered by a membrane, as in case of our brain. That brain is covered by a three-layered membrane. We have already studied it. What is that? Yes, the meninges. Here, the spinal cord also covered by this three-layered membrane that is called the meninges. And the spinal cord appeared as in white color because its outer side is white matter and inner side is grey matter. Then when we compare to the brain, what is the difference here? In brain, the outer side, that is grey matter, that is cortex, and inner side of it is white matter or medulla. But in spinal cord, the outer side is white matter and inner side is grey matter. So the spinal cord appeared as white in color. Understand? Then in spinal cord, in the center of the spinal cord there is a canal, and that canal is called the central canal. That canal is called the central canal. And this canal is filled with a fluid. The same fluid that is present in our brain, in between the meningeal layers of the brain. What was that? Yes, that is cerebrospinal fluid. So, the cerebrospinal fluid is present in the central canal of the spinal cord. Got it? CSF, that gives nourishment, oxygen, like that. We have already studied the function of CSF. So CSF is present in the central canal of the spinal cord. And we know that there are many nerves are starting from the spinal cord. That nerves are called the spinal nerves. How many pairs of spinal nerves are there? Yes, 31 pairs of spinal nerves are there. Then from cranium also nerves are arising. How many pairs? 12 pairs, yes. So from the spinal cord, there is a dorsal root and ventral root. And these two roots are joined together to form a spinal nerve. 31 pairs of spinal nerves are there. Then each spinal nerve contains a dorsal root and a ventral root. Otherwise we can say a dorsal root and a ventral root joined together to form a spinal nerve. Then what is the difference between this dorsal root and ventral root? The sensory impulses from various parts of the body that reach through the spinal nerve, and it reached into the spinal cord through dorsal root. And motor impulses are going through the ventral root. So actually, what is the function of spinal cord? Spinal cord gives impulses to the brain and from the brain. Spinal cord take impulses from spinal nerves and give these impulses to the brain and from the brain also. So spinal cord is the connecting link. Spinal cord is giving impulses to brain and from the brain. The spinal cord is transmitting impulses from various parts of the body to the brain and from the brain. And it also coordinates all the activities during the repeated movements. For example, walking, running, like that. So, the spinal cord is controlling the repeated movements. Example, walking, running, these activities. Okay. So, we have studied the structure of the spinal cord and its function. Is it clear? So, don't forget to write in your notebook what is how the spinal cord is protected. That is first one. And next, what is the function of the spinal cord? Now, let's watch some videos. Peculiarity of their responses here? Yes, their responses are accidental and involuntary. Am I right? Their responses are accidental and involuntary. Whether they are conscious? No, they are unconscious activities. So, the accidental and involuntary responses towards a stimulus, that is called reflex action. So what you have observed through the video, they respond against a stimulus without their conscious mind. They are accidental and involuntary responses, and these type of responses are called reflex action. Understand? And this reflex action is controlled by, in some case it is by spinal cord, but in not all cases. An illustration now. This illustration shows the pathway of impulses during a reflex action. So just observe it. What do you see in it? Yes, there is a stimulus. The receptor generates impulse when there is a stimulus. So when there is a stimulus, the receptors generate impulses. And this impulse carries to sensory neuron. Impulses are carried through the sensory neuron, and that will reach into the spinal cord. In spinal cord, there is another neuron, that is interneuron. Have you observed? That interneuron connects sensory neuron and motor neuron. It generates a quick response according to the sensory impulse. So, interneuron connect sensory neuron and a motor neuron, and it generates a quick response according to the sensory impulse. Then through the motor neuron, that impulse reach into the respective muscle. Here muscles are effectors. When we touch a hot object, what will happen? We will withdraw our hand or leg. So that action is carried out by muscle. So here the motor impulses reach into the muscle and muscle withdraw and perform that reflex action. Understand? Here the pathway of impulses during a reflex action, that is called a reflex arc. The pathway of impulses during a reflex action, that is called a reflex arc. Then whether all the reflex actions are controlled by spinal cord? No, I have already mentioned some reflexes are controlled by our brain. You just observe this. When the light falls on our eye, what will happen? We unconsciously blink our eye or we close our eyes. So this is also a reflex action. Which part of nervous system controls this? Yes, that is our cerebrum. So there are two types of reflex actions: spinal reflex actions and a cerebral reflex action. You got it? The reflex actions that are controlled by spinal cord, they are called spinal reflex actions. And the reflex actions that is controlled by our cerebrum, they are called cerebral reflex actions. So, from below our neck, all the reflex actions are controlled by our spinal cord. But the reflex action that occur in our eye, on the head region, and that reflex actions are controlled by our cerebrum. So these are cerebral reflex actions. Understand? So you note down two types of reflex actions in your notebook and also find out the examples for each. Okay. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to complete your notebook and stay home safe. Take care.